Add those in there, and add the juice. Mix that up. Okay. Now, since we have a little bit of juice left in here too, we're going to put these, the rest of these, into this can. And I'm going to pulse them with my boat motor. Now my boat motor, I told you before, is my favorite tool in the kitchen. It saves lots of time and it's a heck of a lot easier to clean than a regular blender. Now I'm just going to pulse these a couple of times because all you want is a little bit of texture, and that texture will help. It will help. It's kind of like it's crushing your own tomatoes, and if crushed tomatoes are about $1 more a can than these, why even bother buying them like that? And there you go. Now I don't add any kind of tomato paste because I think it's too sweet and I just don't like it. It's not my favorite ingredient. So there we go. And let's pop that in there. Okay. Let's mix that up. Now, if you wanted to, before we add the tomatoes, you could also, while we're adding the onions, you could add some green peppers. You could add mushrooms. You could add some hot peppers if you wanted at that point, if you wanted it really spicy. If you wanted, you could add olives. I'm not a fan of olives. The other ingredients sometimes I like throwing in my sauces, but most of the time I like leaving them out. Just give a nice, simple sauce. Okay. That's salt and pepper. And we're going to season this dish. Okay. Now, we're going to use some rosemary. And what you got to know about rosemary is that buying already ground rosemary or crushed rosemary is pointless because you don't get the essential oils and all the flavors from it until you actually break the rosemary. Once you break it, if you want, put it in a grinder, and you can do it right then and there, right before you use it. But pre-ground or pre-chopped crushed is worthless because the essential oils and the flavor are all gone. Okay, now I like a little bit of ground pepper, cayenne pepper. 1, 2, 3. 3 is enough. 3 is a crowd. Now let's throw some oregano in. As you're noticing, I don't measure. I just eyeball stuff. About right. Throw a little bit of thyme in, and thyme is on my side. Throw in some basil, or as the English call it, basil, and parsley. Now, I would use some fresh ingredients, but I'm trying to save some money here, so I use what's in my cabinet. This whole recipe is going to cost no more than $7, $8 total, and you can feed a family of 3 or 4. So let's mix this up. Turn that down, actually. Turn that down and let it go for about 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. And that has cooked down a little bit. It's a little thicker, but not thick enough. What I like to do, it might not be the traditional way to do it, but what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of flour, just dust it over top, just mix that in. Whoops, got a little bit on me, but hey, that's a sign that you're cooking. If you get stuff on you, that means you're cooking. If you come out nice and clean, you ain't cooking. Seriously, you are not cooking if you come out like that. It's got nice and clean. Okay? Alright. There we go. And it's thickened up just a bit. Alright. Now the pasta's almost done. It's got about 3 minutes left. And I use rigatoni. Rigatoni is my favorite pasta for a sauce like this. Especially a homemade sauce. Now I got a funny story. My sister has a daughter who is 1.5, and I was over at my parents' place with them a couple weeks ago, and my dad had made a meat sauce, a veal sauce, and my niece, her name is Sarah, absolutely loved it. So she was taking the pasta, the rigatoni that we use. It's great. She was using it, putting it on her fingers, and all different kinds. It was so much fun just watching her eat. And at the end, I snapped a picture and she had given herself a tomato sauce facial. It was just the best. All right, now got 1.5 minutes left on this, but I'm gonna stir this up. Now it's always important to test your pasta to see if it's ready or not, and this actually could be ready. Make sure you get all the water out so you don't burn yourself. Oh, it's done. I like it to be a little al dente, which means just a little tough, a little bite to it. So let's turn off that water. And let me grab a pot holder. I have a pot holder and this towel will work. These pots are great. Actually, no, wait a minute. Wait a second. I forgot something. I'm gonna serve this up. Now, the first thing you gotta do, warm up the bowl a little bit. And this also gets sauce at the bottom. Makes it easier to mix in. Water in here doesn't make a difference. And just scoop some of this sauce right on top. We've got our tomato sauce. Isn't that beautiful? That is just absolutely beautiful. See the steam coming off that? Whew. I tend to like a little bit of Parmesan cheese on mine. Oh, since it doesn't cook too long, it has a nice flavor to it from the tomatoes, and the tomatoes just taste different when they're not cooked for a long time. Oh, that is good. That is a good sauce. That is really good. So, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Chan's Fitness Channel. See ya.